bottom left corner of your grid square. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because the other way I could say this, I could just say 7087, pause, 43219, but you don't necessarily know, when to stop writing the easting values. You see what I'm saying? But very specific.
Versus this, which is, and this, which is always in four-wheel drive. Big difference here, low range. Big difference here, two-wheel drive, okay? So how do we do that when we're going down the highway? Sometimes you can shift on the fly, at moderate speed, I think it's 35 or 40 miles.
Just with the wheel straight, that keeps the strength of the components. The vehicle has a clear direction, right? The back end's not trying to do something different than the front.
You got 1 inch hanging over. Okay, cool. Or you get 5 inches. My wife was always like, "You're close." I'm like, "How close?" "You're close." She didn't sound like that in my head. She does. Okay? She did.
Oh my goodness.
When I did the
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure I could get it.
I know you want to play, huh? You want to play? The dog just come to him.
Yeah.
Hey, I know, I love you. I love you too. You're so precious, yeah.
The number of channels they give us, and now we want, because if you go to like a music festival, there's a ton of people using these, we select our own specific channel among that channel. Yep.
So this is secure. This is secure. Your sprinters are only supposed to be flatbed code.
Okay? If someone lifts the front end up and wants to drag the back, just say stop. Like, go stand in front of your end before they go and say stop. Right? Like, unless you want to replace my drivetrain, stop. Really easy to think, oh man, I've got to muscle this thing out. And my biceps are really strong. I look really good doing this. Right?
In that sense, wouldn't you want to reverse this so that it's pushing instead of pulling?
Yeah, so you can use your body weight if you're pushing. So, see how much easier that was?
So, hey, you want to come down with that one?
Okay. Are we good? Okay, so are all the ropes loose? Remember, we don't take them all out.
Just come underneath. It's a fracture. You'll see the subframe. Back to what we were talking about. You're going to want to jacket it up like that. And so start getting some height on it. So you can get ready to slide it underneath. Then you're going to want to put it square on that. Then lift. Probably about 45, 50 pounds.
So, one quick note, there's a lip on the rotor. Does everyone see the lip on the rotor?
Everything I put on the list.
Everyone got that email? If someone wants to volunteer, go ahead and read off.
So, know your vehicle. Make sure it's sound. That's first thing first. And of anybody that knows it, you guys spend more time in your guys' vehicle than an average person. I mean, most people drive it back and forth to work. That's the extent of it. You guys live in it. You spend weeks on end in it. You know it. You got a tire just like this. If it's perfectly fine, you go in and all of a sudden you get cut because the cord is so always make sure. And if you can reach in. Reach in and grab it. If you have a bad tension, if you pull it, it's going to stay there, and the belt's loose now. And everybody does it twice as fast as everything else. Okay?
That's it, everything that was spare tires,
Right, and spare tire, we all know the drill on tires, I would hope. Any questions?
You guys watered up? Awesome. As soon as when able, can you move and they're going to sneak off to get fuel? know who's in front of you, know who's behind you. I realized at the end, a couple people kind of scooted out. We got in a hurry for no reason, right? Simply for you guys who don't know, which I know some of you haven't used low range or maybe 4x4 that much. The chassis does not want you to do that if your wheels are turned. Okay? Lance can tell you why, and you might hear, I've done it before, I've heard it done, and it'll make some loud noises.
How's it feel?
Good. I like just started moving my chair forward.
Are you doing the left foot braking?
No. Should I be?
He says so to get used to it.
Okay. I'll try.
My radio is on high broadcast, just to let everybody know.
He said, Falcor, hold here so I can do some recon.
That's a Land Rover doing some recon up there.
Doing some recon. Oh my goodness gracious. Thank goodness we decorated for Halloween. Looks like a toy.
He gone.
How'd it go?
Great.
Steepest thing I've ever been on.
Right on, right on. Excellent. Okay. So what worked? Try to, whatever you're going to connect to here, right, like your pulley block or your winch line hook or whatever the end is, right? Try to drop your pin down. It captures it immediately. Okay? If you do it the other way, obviously trying to come in from the bottom, I might drop that pin. Okay, so screw down. Don't screw on, leave them on the bumper unless I'm off-road. Okay, because then they get rusted in place and they're hard to remove, right? They look cool. This is a recovery rope, and some people say that we could use it as a tow rope, and that's what we're going to do. We're really going to tow. We're going to use traction to tow them out. Okay?
Okay, so we're doing 5-spice pork with lemongrass and quite a few aromatics like there's ginger in there, onions, garlic, all kinds of good stuff. Hoisin sauce has Thai chili paste in it, so it's got a little bit of a kick to it. And then you roast that for about 3.5 hours until it's just kind of pork tender, and it makes this. And then we have all of these little accoutrements that go with it. So a pickled carrot, And this goes on a butter lettuce, a little cabbage for color, some avocado. I didn't have any mango. Mango goes well with it. And then roasted peanuts or toasted peanuts, Thai basil, and I think there's some cilantro and mint there as well.
All right, my mouth is watering just from hearing that.
And then for the vegetarian, we've got vegetarian larb. It's an extra firm organic tofu, and we kind of make a little cocktail to put in there. It's got a little bit of fish sauce. It's a vegan fish sauce, and then wheat-free soy, and I've got the recipe. If you want it, you can take a picture of it.
That sounds great.
And then finish with some crunchy fried shallots on top.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Emma,
Yeah,
what do you think?
I'm really happy right now.
I have the hiccups.
Well, these carrots are a little spicy. You didn't tell me
What do you
that.
think of the view?
Let me see. It's pretty solid.
I hope that my hiccups don't show up on the video.
It's just real camper van life.
I have always had an adventurous spirit, much to my mother's chagrin. And when I was in the Army, I was a mechanic for a Ranger battalion. And I was not a Ranger, but and one of those guys got to do this thing where it was called the Ranger Challenge. You can see it on TV. And so all the Army and Air Force and all, they send their best, right, the elite, to go to this competition. And so I I followed that, and I supported it as a mechanic. And then they went to Madagascar, the group of those folks, and then competed against the world's Army people in Madagascar.